Hare Krishna.
Here we are again at the beautiful place. If you didn't guess it yesterday, you can guess it today. We're in the Grand Canyon. Haribol.
Haribol.
And Bhava Bhakti is feeling very nervous.
Yes.
Because although, we're not really so close to the edge, but I guess we are.
We are. And there's no railings there at all. And I'm scared of heights. It don't matter where you are.
But she does good as long as there's railings. But we're up here. We just watched a beautiful sunrise. We're going to share that on a different...
Bhakti Vision. YouTube Bhakti Vision.
YouTube Bhakti Vision or, my Instagram.
His Instagram.
Okay, but we're going to read from Bhagavatam this morning.
Which is called Nitai dasa. No, because they may be wondering. I'll put all the links, actually. All right, let's have it, because it's not closed there, and I could fall like this, I could faint and roll off. No, because that's what happens when you get scared.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Right, text 47. Similarly.
Fourth canto.
Oh, yeah.
Chapter 21, text 47.
Oh, yes. Similarly, Hiranyakasipu, who by dint of his sinful activities always defined the supremacy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, defied.
Yeah.
That's a key word, defined or defied. Entered into the darkest region of hellish life. But by the grace of his great son, Prahlad Maharaj, he also was delivered and went back home, back to Godhead. Purport. When Prahlad Maharaj was offered benediction by Nrsimhadev, due to his great devotion and tolerance, he refused to accept any benediction from the Lord, thinking that such acceptance was not befitting a sincere devotee. The rendering of service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead in expectation of a good reward is depreciated by Prahlad. Deprecated by Prahlad Maharaj as mercantile business. Because Prahlad Maharaj was a Vaishnav, he did not ask a benediction for his personal self, but was very affectionate toward his father. Although his father tortured him and would have killed him had he himself not been killed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Prahlad Maharaj begged pardon for him from the Lord. That's very magnanimous. And this favour was immediately granted by the Lord, and Hiranyakasipu was delivered from the darkest region of hellish life and returned back home, back to Godhead by the grace of his son Prahlad. Maharaj is a topmost example of a Vaishnav who is always compassionate towards sinful persons suffering a hellish life within this material world. Krishna is therefore known as Paradukha Dukhi Kripam Buddhi, the one who is compassionate toward others' suffering and who is an ocean of mercy. Like Prahlad Maharaj, all pure devotees of the Lord come to this material world with full compassion to deliver the simple. And they undergo all kinds of tribulations, suffering them with tolerance, because that is another qualification of a Vaishnava who tries to deliver all sinful persons from the hellish conditions of material existence. Vaishnavas are therefore offered the following prayer.
Visha Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha Patinanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
The chief concern of a Vaishnava is to deliver the fallen souls. Yeah, it's interesting because before we came here to Grand Canyon, we drove to the ISKCON temple in Phoenix, which is in a temple in the desert, and it's really hot, like over 100 degrees. I don't know why people live there. Fahrenheit degrees. In England, anyway, say degrees, but anyway. The point is that my realization when I saw the deities in the middle of nowhere in the desert was that Srila Prabhupada truly created an oasis in the desert. And so he did that because of his compassion for everyone, you know. Wherever you go, you see the temple. So, and it's familiar because it's set out in the way that we understand. Prabhupada's there, deities are there. You know, it's like you just go from one home to another. Like if you go into a hotel or someone's house, everything's slightly different. But in your own home, you know where everything is, and that's what it's like in ISKCON temples, you kind of get it. That's there, that's there, that's there. Oh, they got a restaurant, oh, they got that. And it's just Prabhupada just setting up these little oases, these little refuges for everyone in this material world.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Text 48. All the saintly Brahmanas thus addressed Prithu Maharaj. O best of the warriors, O father of this globe, may you be blessed with a long life, for you have great devotion to the infallible Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the master of all the universe. Purport. Prithu Maharaj was blessed by the saintly persons present at the meeting to have a long life because of his unflinching faith and his devotion to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although one's duration of life is limited in years, if by chance one becomes a devotee, he surpasses the duration prescribed for his life. Interesting. Indeed, sometimes yogis die according to their wish, not according to the laws of material nature. Another feature of a devotee is that he lives forever because of his infallible devotion to the Lord. It is said, Kirtir yasya sa jivati. One who leaves a good reputation behind him lives forever. One who leaves a good reputation behind him lives forever. And I assure you that is not easy in this material world. Specifically, one who is reputed as a devotee of the Lord undoubtedly lives forever. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was talking with Ramananda Roy, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inquired, what is the greatest reputation? Ramananda Roy replied that a person who is reputed as a great devotee has the greatest reputation. For a devotee not only lives forever in the Vaikuntha planets, but by his reputation he also lives forever within this material world. So there you go. So beautiful. So yeah, in different places it explains that the devotees are the most famous because they travel and glorify the Lord, and here we see that their good reputation is remembered, their good deeds are remembered. Good deeds meaning their deeds to deliver humanity from, as it's explained in different places, from its suicide path. So in that way the devotees are remembered. But it also reminds me of this quote by Bhaktivedanta Thakur that he reasons ill who says that Vaishnavas die when they live on in sound. Basically, their sound vibration is remembered, and we know that because we're sitting here reading Srila Prabhupada's purports. He got passed in 77, so 87, 97, 2007, 2017. Is like 47 years ago he passed away. What to speak of when he wrote this, which was probably 57 years ago. So, yeah, and it's just like we're here with him now. So he lives on forever in his sound vibration.
Definitely.
We can get another one
in. Text 49. The audience continued. Dear King Prithu, your reputation is the purest of all, for you are preaching the glories of the most glorified of all, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Lord of the Brahmanas. Since due to our great fortune we have you as our master, we think that we are living directly under the agency of the Lord. Purport. The citizens declared that through being under the protection of Prithu Maharaj, they were directly under the protection of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So quiet here. This understanding is the proper situation of social steadiness within this material world, since it is stated in the Vedas that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the maintainer and leader of all living entities. The king or the executive head of the government must be a representative of the Supreme Person. Then he can claim honor exactly like the Lord's. How a king or leader of society can become the representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is also indicated in this verse by the statement that because Prithu Maharaj was preaching the supremacy and the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu, he was therefore a proper representative of the Lord. To remain under the jurisdiction or administration of such a king or leader is the perfect status for human society. The primary responsibility of such a king or leader is to protect the Brahminical culture and the cows in his state.
Protect Brahminical culture and the cows.
It's nice that the people Yeah.
The brahmanas, in this case, you mean who are glorifying the Lord?
Yeah, the community members, I guess.
The constituency.
They're feeling sheltered
Mm.
by Prithu Maharaj specifically because they feeling he's honouring or, following the instructions, of the Lord. It's not that they're just feeling it for the sake of, oh, he's a good man, Okay, you can feel that as well, someone who's kind and protective. But they're specifically feeling the presence of the Lord in the presence of Prithu Maharaj. And they're feeling, and that's nice. And that's how Prabhupada is always stressing that the king, the monarch, should always bring that mood of the Supreme Lord in his service. Unfortunately, obviously down there, especially in British royal family history, going back, I mean, it's pretty brutal actually. It's pretty horrible. But when you read from the Mahabharata times, the Ramayana and this, it's very honorary and you feel the presence of the Lord. It's powerful to be in the presence of people who carry that. It doesn't have to be in the like Prithu Maharaj or this. It can be amongst your own peers and family members and whatnot, Like people say my grandma was so pious and religious, or, this one or that. Yeah, we can all carry the Lord in that sense and give shelter.
Beautiful. I love that. It's beautiful. Just a thought. I'm going to share that as a thought. How can we carry the presence of the Lord within our heart and make that
give shelter,
felt and known and give shelter to others. Beautiful.
Okay, we're going to go now because I've got to go.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai.
Jai.
Bhagavatam Bites Ki Jai. The canyon that is most grand Ki Jai.